should try to stay in the state of wudu as much as possible. When we are in a state of wudu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defeats the efforts of shaitan on us. In fact, as long as we do not have wudu, we are in a state of impurity. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not permitted us, when we are not in a state of wudu, to even touch the Quran or come to the place and state of extreme nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the state of salah. So it is a state of impurity, and when we are impure, all the dirty things, shayateen, wasawis, all those kind of things, they get an access to us. When we are in a state of wudu, then even when they try to hurt us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defeats them. Similarly, when we go to bed, we should also make wudu, so that we are able to, inshallah, get up in time for salah. The hadiths today are about a very important and a very prevalent sin in our lives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from all sorts of sins, major and minor, but this is the major among the major, which is gheebat or backbiting, or telling. The Prophet ﷺ himself has explained it. We will read in the hadith. First, we'll take a few minutes to go over, inshallah. I don't expect any of you to be involved in any bid'at related to this month, but it is very important that we understand that the deen is what the Prophet ﷺ has brought. So the Prophet ﷺ has encouraged involving yourself, remaining busy in more and more ibadat rather than doing khurafat. What are khurafat? Useless, idle things that people have come up with their own selves. So the Prophet ﷺ is encouraging fasting, and people have come up with drinking sharbat, right? Drinking drinks, whatever, like good drinks. Similarly, the Prophet ﷺ, the Quran is saying, as was said in the Friday's bayan as well, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that do not do cruelty to yourself, and people are doing the exact opposite of that to their own selves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. But stay away from all those things. The max that has come in hadith, of course these days are virtuous, so stay engaged in zikr, in tasbih, nafil, siyam. And the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned great virtues of fasting on the 10th of Muharram. In fact, before the fasting of Ramadan was prescribed to Muslims, it was mandatory. Just like the fasting of Ramadan is farz, fasting on this 10th day of Muharram was farz. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the fasts of this month of Ramadan, then the Prophet ﷺ took away the order, and then it remains only a mustahab. That if you do it, that's good, that's a great thing. If you don't do it, then there is no questioning. عن أبي برزة الأسلمي قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يا معشر من آمن بلسانه ولم يدخل الإيمان قلبه لا تغتابوا المسلمين ولا تتبعوا عوراتهم فإنه من اتبع عوراتهم يتبع الله عورته ومن يتبع الله عورته يفضحه في بيته. أبو داود. میں ابو برزہ الاسلمی رضی اللہ عنہ سے روایت ہے کہ رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم حضور اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا جب نام آئے تو بہت اہتمام سے درود شریف پڑھنا چاہیے. We should read درود with a lot of اہتمام when the name of the Prophet صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم comes. Our state is that we are not able to fully complete the sunnah, right? Follow the sunnah in our lives. But this is the least that we can do. You know, what is taken away from our lives, what harm comes to us if when the name of the Prophet ﷺ comes, we say the words Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad with full care, with full devotion. Similarly, when the names of Sahaba comes, they have such a huge ihsan over us, the Sahaba. They have done a great bounty to us. They were the followers of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but the great thing that they have done is that they have transferred the deen, protected the deen through so many things and transferred it to us. So when their name comes, it is their right upon us that we say radiyallahu anh or radiyallahu ta'ala anh with full care. At least, this is the least that we can do. So anyway, अबू बरज़ा अस्लमी रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु से रिवायत है कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने इरशाद फरमाया कि ए वो लोगों जो ज़बान से ईमान ले आए हो लेकिन ईमान अभी दिलों में उतरा नहीं है, मुसलमानों की ग़ीबत ना किया करो और उनके छुपे हुए ऐबों के पीछे ना पड़ा करो, क्योंकि जो ऐसा करेगा अल्लाह ताला का मामला भी उसके साथ ऐसा ही होगा, जिसके साथ अल्लाह ताला की तरफ से ये मामला होगा अल्लाह ताला उसको उसके घर में ज़लील कर देगा. Abu Barza Aslami radiallahu anh has narrated the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, O people who have brought faith with their tongues, but Iman has not entered your hearts, do not do ghibat of Muslimin and do not run after their hidden things, because if somebody does that, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also follow their hidden things, and when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whoever's hidden things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes after, they will become humiliated within their home, even when they are in their home. So the meaning is that if somebody goes after, and this talks about la taqtabul muslimin, but the ghibat is also of ghair muslimin. When we were little, I remember, I think I was like 10 or 12 years, I asked my Hazrat that Shi'un ki bhi ghibat hoti hai kya? I was trying to, Buzurg people, we try to speak to them with proper terms and all those kind. But there and I learned a lesson. Hazrat said, what? And did not answer my question. Hazrat, Shia log jo hote hain, unki bhi ghibat hoti hai. कहने हाँ, unki bhi ghibat hoti hai. So essentially, reading English, I went to Hazrat and asked that, Hazrat, is there ghibat for Shi'un as well? So Hazrat said that, what are you saying? And then I said in normal terms that Hazrat, Shia people, is there ghibat there? So they said yes, their ghibat is also done. But the thing is that when you are protecting someone from the harm of someone and telling their harms to someone, for example, somebody is doing a dealing with somebody and you know that this person always cheats, then very quietly you can go to that person who's going to enter into that contract with them and tell them that this person, be careful with them, that kind of thing. So anyway, although this hadith talks about la taqtabul muslimin, ghibat is universal thing. It can be of non-Muslims as well. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا عَوْرَاتِهِمْ. So the second thing this hadith is talked about is that you go after the hidden things. And the hidden things, Allahu Akbar, it is a mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has created our life in such a way that many things are hidden from public. Many things are hidden from public. And sometimes we feel that we have this going on. There's two things. Number one is that people who try to be muttaqi on their own, their self-understanding of muttaqi, they feel like to bring out those hidden things, their hidden faults that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has covered for them, to bring those out in public is something of a great respect. They think they are doing a great thing. Bhai, hum to bade gunagar hain. Bhai, aap gunagar hain to apne ghar mein gunagar hain. Yahan kyun bata rahe hain aake? They say we are very sinful. But you are sinful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has covered your sins for you and you are telling them in public. One thing. Second thing is that these hidden things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps hidden for us, it is a good praiseworthy thing. It's a thing to give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over, that Ya Allah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has asked this dua and taught the Sahaba to ask this dua, Allahumma astur awrati wa amin rawati. Oh Allah, those things that I need to hide, those things that are hidden about me, please cover them, keep them covered. Allahumma astur bi satrikal jameel. Oh Allah, cover me with your beautiful covering, the covering from you. So those things we should keep hidden and we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep them hidden for us. But if somebody goes after them, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, فَإِنَّهُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ عَوْرَاتِهِمْ يَتَّبِعُ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ. Somebody who goes after the hidden things of someone else, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts going after their hidden things. What does that mean? That of course, nothing is hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will start to humiliate and disgrace them in public. And وَمَن يَتَّبِعُ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ يَفْضَحْهُ فِي بَيْتِهِ. Even when they stick to their home and they don't even want to come out, even in that state they will be disgraced in people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that. The thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really likes to keep the cover of even the most sinful of people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he used to say, I'll try to say it, it's not something that we can, anyway, you know, the bigger the size of an animal, the bigger the size of a person, in creations, the bigger their hidden parts are, right? Hakim Rahimahullah used to say that, have you ever thought how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the elephant? It is unique about that elephant that its parts are hidden. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not let one of his animal creations be disgraced in public like this, how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will care about the people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created for loving him. Animals are not created for loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Human beings are created for loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when somebody goes after the hidden things and tries to humiliate one of the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes offense to it and goes after their hidden things. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we read in Munajat Maqbool, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has sought protection from a person. Allahumma inni asaluka, kya hai wo qalb, that when he in his heart he feels bad for me or wants to do bad things to me, qalbuhu yar'ani, the dua in Munajat Maqbool. And I seek refuge, oh Allah, I seek refuge from a friend who is good on their face, but in their heart they have hidden feelings harbored within me. And whenever they see a good thing in me, they hide it. They try to conceal it. And whenever they find a bad thing in me, they talk about it. They bring it out in public. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that. عن أنس بن مالك قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لما عرج بي مررت بقوم لهم أظفار من نحاس يخمشون وجوههم وصدورهم فقلت من هؤلاء يا جبريل قال هؤلاء الذين يأكلون لحوم الناس ويقعون في أعراضهم. अनस बिन मालिक रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु से रिवायत है कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने बयान फरमाया कि जब मुझे मेराज हुई तो मलाए आला के उस सफ़र में मेरा गुज़र कुछ ऐसे लोगों पर हुआ जिनके नाखून सुर्ख तांबे के से थे, जिनसे वो अपने चेहरों और अपने सीनों को नोच नोच के ज़ख्मी कर रहे थे। मैंने जिब्रील से पूछा कि ये कौन लोग हैं जो ऐसे सख्त अज़ाब में मुब्तला हैं। जिब्रील ने फरमाया कि ये वो लोग हैं जो ज़िंदगी में अपने लोगों के गोश्त खाया करते थे और इनकी आबरूओं से खेलते थे। Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu has narrated the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that when I was going on Miraj, I passed by some people who had red metallic nails with which they were scratching and hurting their faces and their chests. I asked Jibreel, what are those people who are in such a great azab? Jibreel said that these are such people who would eat the flesh of their people in their life and would play with their honor, with their respect. It is said in the Quran, and we all know it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that do not do gheebat to each other, do not do gheebat of each other, do not backbite, because do you like it that you eat the flesh of your dead brother? If you're given that, if you think about that, you hate it, you dislike it really. فَكَرِهْتُمُ, you will really dislike it. Ulama have said, and it is learned from hadith as well, that several places the Prophet ﷺ has addressed gheebat as eating the flesh of your brother, as eating the flesh of your brother. There's a hadith that we all read in Ramadan where the Prophet ﷺ said that there was two women, I think, or a woman, who for whom fasting became really difficult, and she was not able to complete her fast. The Prophet ﷺ, they were presented to the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ made them regurgitate, and although they had not had it, they regurgitated flesh particles, meat particles. So from this we learn that it is not only a mere analogy, that somebody does gheebat to someone and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has compared it as such a wrong thing, that as if you are eating the meat of someone. No, it is in reality that you are doing it. And from this hadith it is proven that those women, when they vomited out, they really had real food particles coming out of their mouth. Dr. Abdul Hayy Sahab Arfi, we were reading in a majlis 2 or 3 weeks back. He has said that we do those things very easily, and we don't even think what effect is it going to create on our body. In reality, it creates a bodily effect on our body as well. So not only a spiritual effect, but gheebat also has a bodily effect. In fact, Hazrat has went on to say that all sins have not only a spiritual effect, but they have a bodily effect. They have a physical effect on our body as well. So it's not like you commit a sin and your soul gets hurt, but also the poison spreads within your whole body. And if you make astaghfar and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take it away, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes it away. But if you don't and keep on committing sin after sin after sin, your body also starts to become weak. In fact, Hazrat has said that in his opinion, these diseases, particularly he's talked about cancer, that has come, and for so many years doctors have been trying really hard to find a cure for it, or in fact, let alone find a cure, they are trying to find the cause, the exact cause which they could pinpoint that this is what happened and this is why it happened, so the cells started transforming into cancer. They have not been able to do it. There's theories about it, there's so many things about it, that either this or that, or maybe this or maybe that, or they found that before cancer the cell was such, and now after cancer the cancerous cells are like this, but they are not able to tell what exactly transformed the cell. So Hazrat has said that this may be because of gheebat actually, and the sins, because spiritual causes they don't even want to think about them. And that is the reason why they are never able to. भाई इस बच्ची को पकड़ लें, क्या है, किसकी बच्ची है, इसको बिठा लें अपने साथ. So the spiritual causes of things, these doctors who are not Muslims, or even Muslim ones for the most part, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correct the state of everyone, they are not able, they don't even want to think about those things, right? So how would they find the cause of those things? Hazrat has said that when the Prophet ﷺ is telling us that you are eating stale or uncooked flesh of your brother, will it not create a poison within your body? Will it not create so many kinds of diseases that you have never thought about? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. The other thing is that Hazrat has mentioned is that gheebat in particular is an example of those sins that have become very prevalent. But Hazrat has said that we should never think that something that has become very common, their harm has become decreased. We've become used to it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not decreased the harm that is kept within it. So the principle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that if you provide a cause, there will be an effect. Just like you burn a fire, you put your finger in it, it will burn. Similarly, you eat a poison, it will kill you, right? So no matter if millions of people eat that poison will still kill. Millions of people burn their hands in fire, that fire will still burn. So just like that, just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put heat in the sun, and nobody, no matter how muttaqi, how big of a buzurg they become, or how common it becomes, how common the sun has become giving heat, it gives heat to everyone, right? So similar is the case of sin and their effects. Although they have become prevalent in our society and we have stopped caring about them, but the effect that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in that sin, that stays, and that is not going to go away, right? So no matter how prevalent it has become, the effect that it is going to create on our soul and on our body, we may not care about it. but it will be the same. It will be the same unless we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness and constantly keep on asking. We keep on, there's two things. One is you become masoom and stop sinning, which is not going to happen. The other thing is that you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. Every time you commit a sin, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. Now what is ghibat? This is the inshallah this is going to come. Kitna time ho abhi? عن أبي سعيد وجابر قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الغيبة أشد من الزنا قالوا يا رسول الله وكيف الغيبة أشد من الزنا قال إن الرجل ليزني فيتوب الله عليه وإن صاحب الغيبة لا يغفر له حتى يغفرها له صاحبه. हज़रत सईद खुदरी रज़ी अल्लाह अन्हु और हज़रत जाबिर रज़ी अल्लाह अन्हुमा से रिवायत है कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया कि गीबत ज़िना से भी ज़्यादा संगीन और सख्त है। बाद सहाबा ने अर्ज़ किया कि हज़रत गीबत ज़िना से ज़्यादा कैसे संगीन है? आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया कि आदमी अगर अपनी बदबख्ती से ज़िना कर भी लेता है तो सिर्फ़ तौबा करने से उसकी माफ़ी और मग़फ़िरत अल्लाह की तरफ से हो सकती है, मगर गीबत करने वाले को जब तक कि वो शख्स माफ़ ना कर दे जिसकी उसने गीबत की है, उसकी माफ़ी और बख्शिश अल्लाह ताला की तरफ से नहीं होगी। Hadath Sayyid Khudri radiallahu anhu and Jabir radiallahu anhuma have narrated, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that ghibat is more severe and intense a sin than zina, adultery. Some Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, how could ghibat be bigger than zina? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if somebody, because of their own bad fate, misfortune, they commit zina, then they make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive their sin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can accept their tawbah. But the one who performs ghibat, commits ghibat, until the person whose ghibat is done, they forgive them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive that person. And this is a general rule, that there is rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and there is rights of people. But the strange thing about zina is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it a right of His own, that I have explained in detail in I don't know when previously, that is a right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if somebody commits zina, they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. Since it is a right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive it if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, because in some riwayat of the same hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet said, فَيَتُوبُ فَيَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ لَهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also forgives that person when they ask for forgiveness. But the right of people, which is that you have hurt somebody by your words, until and unless that person forgives that sin, that hurt that you have caused them, the damage you have caused to their emotions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive, because it is the right of people. It should be noted that ghibat becomes that kind of a sin when the ghibat that you have committed, the bad thing that you have said, also reaches that person. So it's just like this, that I throw an arrow and it does not actually come in contact with the person that I've thrown it at. They are not hurt with it, right? So the arrow drops, falls in the middle somewhere, then that arrow did not actually hurt that person. But the person who actually takes my ghibat to that person, the person who heard me doing ghibat, na'uzubillah, and actually sat in the other majlis with them and said such and such person was saying such and such thing about you behind your back. Then what did they do? They picked up that fallen arrow and stabbed them with that arrow. That's what they did. So when ghibat actually reaches the person, then we have to go out, we are required to ask them for forgiveness. If we know that our ghibat has not reached that person, then the affair is still between me and my Allah. So I will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness and my affair will be settled. عن أبي هريرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال أتدرون ما الغيبة؟ قالوا الله ورسوله أعلم قال ذكرك أخاك بما يكره قيل أفرأيت إن كان في أخي ما أقول قال إن كان فيه ما تقول فقد اغتبته وإن لم يكن فيه ما تقول فقد بهته. سمعایا मतलब आपको उसका? अच्छा समझाएंगे. हज़रत अबू हुरैरा रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु से रिवायत है कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने एक दिन फरमाया कि क्या तुम जानते हो गीबत किसको कहते हैं? सहाबा ने अर्ज़ किया अल्लाह और उसके रसूल ही को ज़्यादा इल्म है. आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया तुम्हारा अपने किसी भाई को इस तरह ज़िक्र करना जिससे उसको नागवारी हो, बस यही गीबत है. किसी ने अर्ज़ किया हज़रत अगर मैं अपने भाई की कोई ऐसी बुराई ज़िक्र करूँ जो वाक़अतन उसमें मौजूद हो, आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया गीबत जब ही होती है जब वो बुराई उसमें मौजूद हो, और अगर उसमें वो बुराई और ऐब सिरे से मौजूद ही नहीं तो फिर तो ये बहतान हो गया। और बहतान असल में गीबत से भी ज़्यादा सख्त चीज़ है, क्योंकि बहतान में झूठ की भी आमेज़िश है। Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu has narrated the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day said that, do you know what is ghibat? The Sahaba said, Ya Allah and His Rasul know best, no more. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that you talking about your brother in such a way that if you did so in front of him, before him, he would have disliked it. This is ghibat. Somebody said that, Ya Rasulullah, if I say something, talk about some shortcoming of my brother that is actually found in him or in them, the Prophet ﷺ said, that is ghibat. Ghibat is when that shortcoming is found in them, and if it is not found in them, then it is buhtan. Buhtan is to accuse somebody, falsely accuse somebody, and that is an even bigger sin because it has the element of lie in it too. ठीक है, inshallah we'll start the next chapter next time. The one last thing that I wanted to mention is that there's a few places that, like I said in the beginning as well, there's a few places where ghibat becomes permissible, actually it becomes preferable. One situation I explained, that you know that somebody is going to fall into a trap, and you know that this person always hurts, this person always harms people, then it is preferable that you go out to the person who's at the other end of the deal and warn them about it in neutral terms. Don't add your personal grudges to that situation, but tell them that this person, whoever has dealt with them, they have found harm. The other thing is that sometimes the example written in books is that you go to the court and somebody has hurt you, then you have to explain to the court that such and such person has hurt me in such and such manner. But this also applies to other things. For example, I am in a state of decision making, right? Then somebody comes to me and brings even a domestic affair or anything between friends, when I have been made somebody who's going to decide between people, then I deserve to know fully the situation that has happened, right? So in that situation also, complete details should be given. That will not be considered ghibat. The third example is that when you are asking for a fatwa, when you go into a mufti or a alim and you want to ask a religious question, or you want to settle something in the other way, then you also have to give them complete details. And if that includes the telling the bad things about someone, it needs to be told. No. Every single majlis, my husband always recites some ashar. I am very poor at it, but inshallah, if you follow the command of my husband, inshallah, I'll read some ashar too. These are some ashar that I wrote in कुछ ashar उर्दू में मैंने हज़रत के मुतालिक लिखे हैं. جھلس جاتے ہیں کھلتے گل غموں کے کارخانے میں، جھلس جاتے ہیں کھلتے گل غموں کے کارخانے میں، مسل جاتی ہیں کلیاں آرزو کا غم اٹھانے میں، مسل جاتی ہیں کلیاں آرزو کا غم اٹھانے میں، غموں سے حس اٹھانے میں، خوشی سے منہ چھپانے میں، غموں سے حس اٹھانے میں، خوشی سے منہ چھپانے میں، گزر جاتی ہیں عمریں زاہدوں کی ایک فسانے میں، گزر جاتی ہیں عمریں زاہدوں کی ایک فسانے میں۔ So Shishwar says that انسان کی دل کی بہت سی خواہشات ہوتی ہیں، بہت سی آرزویں ہوتی ہیں، اور اگر کوئی صحیح مربی زندگی میں نہ ملے، کوئی صحیح تربیت کرنے والا نہ ملے زندگی میں، کسی غلط جگہ میں ٹکرا جائے، تو اس سے ہوتا یہ کہ وہ آپ کو یہ سکھاتے ہیں کہ دین اور اللہ تعالیٰ آپ سے یہ چاہتا ہے کہ اپنی خوشیوں کو چھوڑ دو اور اپنی زندگی کو غموں میں برباد کرو اچھی طرح۔ تو ایسے لوگوں کو عموماً ہم زاہد کہہ دیتے ہیں، زاہد خوش، جن کا عشق و محبت سے کوئی تعلق نہیں ہوتا، وہ اللہ کی محبت آپ کو نہیں سکھاتے، وہ صرف آپ کو یہ سکھاتے ہیں کہ دین نام ہے ہر طرح کی خوشی کو چھوڑ دینے کا۔ ایسے لوگوں کے پاس اگر انسان ٹکرا جائے تو نہ وہ دنیا کا رہتا ہے نہ دین کا رہتا ہے، یعنی دنیا تو وہ چھڑا ہی دیتے ہیں، اور دین بھی اللہ تعالیٰ نے ہم سے اپنی خوشیاں چھوڑنا نہیں مانگا۔ جائز و خوشیاں اللہ تعالیٰ نے خود بنائی ہیں، حلال خوشیاں تو اللہ تعالیٰ نے خود بنائی ہیں کہ ان کو استعمال کرو۔ اللہ تعالیٰ کی نعمت ہے، حدیث شریف کا مفہوم ہے کہ اللہ تعالیٰ اپنے بندوں پر اپنی نعمت کو دیکھ کے خوش ہوتے ہیں، تو اللہ تعالیٰ کی نعمت بھی تو اللہ تعالیٰ نے ہم کو دیا نا کہ ہم کوئی چیز ایسی سچویشن we have a situation in which we are pleased. So the capacity of being pleased is also ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves seeing his ni'mah upon his table. So when we go to a wrong place, those people who have not understood the true spirit of deen, which is the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then our life is wasted. We turn away from the happiness of this world and do not get deen either. So اگرچہ خوب ہے زاہد تو رونے میں رلانے میں، اگرچہ خوب ہے زاہد تو رونے میں رلانے میں، تشنہ لب مگر رہتا ہے اوروں کے پلانے میں، تشنہ لب مگر رہتا ہے اوروں کے پلانے میں۔ Saying that a zahid, although they may apparently look very like they are themselves crying, the people around themselves are crying, but in reality they are neither being satisfied themselves nor the others around them are being satiated from the thirst, because the heart finds peace with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you do not have the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then neither your thirst is quelled nor the thirst of the people that are around you is quelled. تشنہ لب مگر رہتا ہے اوروں کے پلانے میں، ہزاروں لوگ ڈھونڈے ہیں جسے سارے زمانے میں، ہزاروں لوگ ڈھونڈے ہیں جسے سارے زمانے میں، وہ ملتا ہے مگر اے دوستوں کس آستانے میں، وہ ملتا ہے مگر اے دوستوں کس آستانے میں، کسی عاشق سے پوچھو لطف نظروں کے ملانے میں، کسی عاشق سے پوچھو لطف نظروں کے ملانے میں، کسی عاشق سے پوچھو لطف نظروں کے ملانے میں، ادب سے سر جھکانے میں، جھکا کر ڈوب جانے میں، ادب سے سر جھکانے ڈوب جانے میں بتلا دوں تمہیں وہ کھوج ہے جس کی زمانے میں بتلا دوں تمہیں وہ کھوج ہے جس کی زمانے میں، وہ ملتے ہیں دل والوں سے اپنا دل ملانے میں، ملتے ہیں وہ دل والوں سے اپنا دل ملانے میں، یہ رندانے چمن خاموش لب اپنے فسانے میں، یہ رندانے چمن خاموش لب اپنے فسانے میں، پتہ حق کا بتا دیتے ہیں پینے میں پلانے میں، پتہ حق کا بتا دیتے ہیں پینے میں پلانے میں، نظر آتا نہیں جو دیکھنے میں اور دکھانے میں، نظر آتا نہیں جو دیکھنے میں اور دکھانے میں، چھپا رکھتے ہیں کہ نشتر جگر کے آشیانے میں. Last 4 lines say that these people who are rind basically means who drinks excessively, not a normal drinker but an excessive drinker. And I explained it last time that this means the drink of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the pure drink. So these people who are excessive drinkers, they stay quiet. رندانے چمن خاموش لب، اپنے ہونٹ نہیں ہل رہے ہوں گے لیکن اپنے فسانے میں جو ان کا خاموش لب فسانہ ہے اس میں اللہ تعالیٰ کا پتہ بتا دیتے ہیں، پتہ حق کا بتا دیتے ہیں پینے میں پلانے میں. یعنی آدمی محبت کا سفر طے کر رہا ہوتا ہے، آدمی کو لگ رہا ہوتا ہے میں اللہ سے محبت میں پڑھ رہا ہوں، اس کے دل پہ اور جسم پہ اور روح پہ گرانی نہیں ہوتی، تکلیف نہیں ہوتی کہ میں کس مصیبت میں پھنس گیا، بلکہ وہ خوشی خوشی سفر کو طے کرتا ہے. اور آہستہ آہستہ یعنی اس کو ایسا لگتا ہے کہ جیسے میں پی رہا ہوں، محبت کی شراب پی رہا ہوں اور کچھ معلوم بھی نہیں ہوتا اور اللہ تعالیٰ سے تعلق قائم ہو جاتا ہے. تو اور پھر یہ کہ دیکھنے میں تو ایسا کچھ بھی نظر نہیں آتا بظاہر، لیکن اصل میں ان کے دلوں میں جو حضرات حق ہوتے ہیں ان کے دلوں میں ایک خطرناک دل میں چیرا لگا ہوا ہوتا ہے جو وہ لے کے بیٹھے ہوتے ہیں. اور بہت جیسے مثال تھوڑی عجیب سی ہے، جیسے مرغی اپنے انڈے کی حفاظت کرتی ہے، اپنے بچے کی حفاظت کرتی ہے، اس سے زیادہ اپنے اس نشتر کی حفاظت کرتے ہیں، اس کو سنبھال کے رکھتے ہیں. اور جب ساتھ بیٹھتا ہے کوئی ان کی باتیں سنتا ہے، ان کی صحبت اٹھاتا ہے تو آہستہ آہستہ وہ محبت کا چیرا جو ہے وہ ان کے دل میں بھی لگ جاتا ہے. یہ رندانے چمن خاموش لب اپنے فسانے میں، پتہ حق کا بتا دیتے ہیں پینے میں پلانے میں، نظر آتا نہیں جو دیکھنے میں اور دکھانے میں، چھپا رکھتے ہیں ایک نشتر جگر کے آشیانے میں، چھپا رکھتے ہیں ایک نشتر جگر کے آشیانے میں. اللہ تعالیٰ ہم سب کو اللہ کی صحبت نصیب فرمائے، اس کی قدر نصیب فرمائے. Inshallah we'll recite Surah Yasin 41 times. It takes 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll proceed to dinner inshallah.